Hey there, Sagittarius. How are you today? My name is Sherilyn, and I'm here to do your weekly tarot reading. Yeah, that's the one. Sorry. This one's going to be for Monday, August 11th through Thursday, August 14th. I'll be back on Wednesday with bonus readings to get you through the weekend. That's it, right? Yeah, that's all. We're just going to pull cards and see what Spirit wants to talk about. And that's what we're going to discuss, okay? All right, let's see what we got. This one's for my Sagittarius. Oops, Sagittarius. Okay, there we go. All right, what you got, Sagittarius? We're going to start with the Page of Cups, okay? Followed by the Two of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups. Well, there you go. That's your recent past or your backstory. Currently, I have you with the Eight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. In the near future, we are looking at the Six of Cups, the Strength card, and the Page of Swords. Okay, bottom of the deck for this one is the Seven of Swords. Okay, so the undercurrent to this entire reading for this week, to me right here, it's having something to do with a lack of trust. I think it's a combined lack of trust, both in a situation and in people involved in the situation. There you go. For some of you, this could really be a projection, so it's like a not trusting yourself deal, but we'll see how it plays in. All right, now the card I have at the center of the read, so from almost every direction it's going to play into the equation, is the Knight of Wands. We are talking of Sagittarius here, right? This is who this reading's for. So to see the Knight of Wands associated with Sagittarius is not that surprising, right? Because this is an impulsive card. It's a fiery, passionate, impulsive. So you expect to see it when you're dealing with Aries or Sagittarius. Yeah. And then we have the lack of trust. Okay, so we'll see how these two play in as we go. Okay, let's start up here at the recent past. Page of Cups, Two of Cups, and then the challenge position is actually the Ace of Cups. So here in the recent past, it would seem that you had some kind of a divine union going on. I feel like there was a lot of impulsive action associated with this divine union, okay? I also feel like possibly you, Sagittarius, were acting somewhat immature, okay? Maybe with all these pages. I have quite a few pages out here. So I feel like maybe you were a little bit, you're just a little bit immature in this situation, okay? That's okay. It happens to all of us sometimes, right? So we have this divine union. Maybe you're acting a little bit not on your best behavior, just a little bit flighty or a little bit, whatever. A little bit immature, okay? And the challenge in this particular situation is the Ace of Cups. So it's how to build a solid relationship in this divine union if you're not in a mental space to do so, okay? I don't know that you were in a mental space to really build something at the time that you came into this union. Okay, you just weren't ready to be settled down, or you just weren't ready to put the work in. It's what it looks like to me. That's how I see this. And maybe that is what has contributed to this lack of trust now in the situation and in the people involved. Okay, so this is your backstory. We couldn't change this if we wanted to. I do think that basically in the recent past, whatever this divine union was, had what would be considered a false start. I don't think that you were able to get much traction on this relationship, okay? You tried, but I don't think it came together like you wanted it to. So from there we go to currently. Currently I have you Eight of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the challenge position is the Two of Pentacles. So with the Eight of Swords, you're very much so up in your head. I think you've come to the realization that maybe you didn't act on your best behavior, or you didn't give it your all in this relationship we're talking about from the recent past. Knight of Wands, I think that you acted impulsively back here in the recent past. I think you're quite angry with yourself in a lot of ways because of the way you acted in the recent past, okay? All right. And the challenge being the Two of Pentacles is telling me that you're having an incredibly hard time finding any sense of balance right now. You just are. You just can't seem to reconcile everything to find balance in your life. And all you want right now is peace, but it's not coming to you very easily, okay? All right, where are we going in the near future? In the near future, I've got Six of Cups, Strength card, Page of Swords. Okay, so Six of Cups. So you're still worried about whatever this was from the recent past. You feel like you guys had a lot of history together. You feel like you invested here, even if it wasn't correctly or enough. You don't want to let it go, okay? Strength card is you trying to be strong and trying to build this again, trying to see if you can't mend fences and figure out if you can't give this another shot, okay? With the Page of Swords, I think the challenge position here has something to do with a lack of clarity. I think that there is a lack of clarity that's really based in this unrealistic expectation type of deal here. There's just an overall lack of maturity when it comes to this particular relationship. And I don't say that as a slam, it's just it's realistic. You get mature as you go through life and go through experiences. And this just looks like it was a kind of a new experience for you. And you just, you know, it was a struggle. That's what it was. It is what it is, right? I do think you would love to mend fences and fix it right now. It's not giving me a whole lot on the other person. So I don't know. Okay, we've got Seven of Swords, so there's the lack of trust. Four of Swords, people need to heal. Eight of Wands, there is communication coming forward. So that's probably a positive sign, right? There you go. Some kind of communication coming in here. Maybe that'll be good news. Could be. Maybe this person's willing to give it another shot. I don't know. I still don't know if you're actually at a point where you're ready to be in a relationship like this, the one that is in front of you, but I guess we won't know unless you try, right? Let's see what else we got. I've got the Ten of Cups, okay, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So the Ten of Cups is speaking of emotional fulfillment, and I believe you do think that this could possibly be something that could take you to emotional fulfillment. With the Knight of Pentacles here, this is all about, it's not getting any traction, though it's not moving forward. There's a fear of failure or a fear of rejection that's holding everything up. Nobody's taking the initiative to make these moves. The Chariot would say that hopefully that's going to change soon. Fastest moving card in the deck. So it feels like this is something that's been stagnant, and all of a sudden it's just going to go, right? It's just going to be click and start moving. That's how it feels. Maybe that's why we have the Knight of Wands in the center here. Okay, let's get three more and we'll do the days of the week. More upside down. Oh. So now I have the Queen of Swords reversed, the Four of Wands, and the Hangman. The Hangman is speaking of you feeling stuck. The Four of Wands is the fact that this is some sort of higher level soulmate. So I think you've tried to just move on from this. Just forget it. It didn't work out. Let's go forward. But you can't seem to move on. That's why you're stuck. You're stuck because it's a higher level soulmate. Then we have this Queen of Swords reversed, which is talking about manipulation. I don't know. It's possible you're dealing with an air sign. I don't think that they are quite as inexperienced in this relationship business as you are, because I think they are trying to manipulate things to go in their favor. Maybe. That's what it looks like. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let me get days of the week. So Monday, what do I have? The Three of Wands and the King of Wands. The King of Wands is you. Male or female, doesn't matter. You're just not really in a position to be tied down, I don't think, yet. I mean, you may think you are. I think it's going to be a struggle. Three of Wands, though, you're trying to look towards your future. Tuesday, I have the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. You're all stressed out. I mean, you're standing in a very independent sense. To be in this relationship that you want to be in, you're going to have to give that up. You are. And that's stressing you out because you're not sure if you even can. Wednesday, I've got Temperance and the Two of Wands. You're at a crossroads. With Temperance, they're saying with patience you can make this work. Temperance is also your card anyway, so you're standing in your power. Thursday, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups. I mean, this just comes down to you. You and the other person, but I feel the other person's pretty much on board. So this is whether or not you want to dedicate yourself to making this work. If you do, then I think you stand a chance. I mean, you're going to give it a shot. Just make sure that this is what you really want before you go forward, okay? Just because. Make sure this is what you want. As long as it's what you want, then go for it. I think you can make a go of it. But, you know, you got to be sure that this is the direction you want to go in, that you're ready to be tied down. Because that's where this is headed if that's the direction you're going. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, then. No matter what the cards say, make it the best week you possibly can. Thanks a lot. Take care.